Hey everyone, welcome to the shop. Today I thought I would address a question that plagues almost every woodworker. Do you focus on using hand tools or do you stick with power tools? I don't know why this is such a divisive topic in the woodworking community. I just wish we could all be friends. I don't know. But to answer the question, I decided I would make two of the same stool using just regular construction grade 2x material. So I'm not focused so much on the quality of the material. This is really all about the process. I want to know what it's like to use mostly power tools versus mostly hand tools. Is there a difference in the process? Is one better? Is one worse? What are the pros and cons? So hopefully you guys will stick around and we will finally find out which side is better. that was interesting. Definitely a lot learned in the process, but let's just get right into it. Some of the biggest differences that I noticed between the hand tools and the power tools, I think the most obvious one is going to be the time it takes to build the project. Now, there is something to be said about that, because really the main difference was in the rough milling part. So when you're cutting down your lumber to rough sizes, when you're planing it down to thickness, and when you're rough cutting all of your pieces from your rough stock, that was probably the most time consuming on the hand tool side. But to be honest, once you got beyond that point, the time difference was almost negligible. As long as you're relatively skilled with hand tools, really it was not that big a difference beyond the rough milling. So if you're going to be doing a lot of rough milling, or it's going to take you a lot of time, you have a lot of parts, definitely go with the power tools for that. But after that, really it's anyone's game. Now, the other difference that really stood out to me was the level of skill needed to do each part. If you're new to woodworking, then the hand tools are going to be a little bit more difficult. They do have a steeper learning curve. There's a little bit more maintenance involved that you have to learn in order to keep them working well. Whereas most power tools, you could literally take it out of the box, plug it in, put a battery in it, and it's pretty much good to go. And if you're new to hand tools, then you can expect things to take you longer. You can expect the quality to suffer for a little bit until you catch up to that. So really that one is going to be dependent on what you're looking to do for woodworking, what you're looking to get out of it. For me, I personally enjoy using hand tools a lot, so I steer towards projects that have heavy use in hand tools like these stools, and they did great for that kind of stuff. If you're new, go with power tools. If you want a challenge or you're used to this and you've got a lot of experience, try your hand at hand tools. No pun intended there, that was weird. The last thing that I noticed that I did want to point out was the environment that you're working in. Now this may not be important to you, but it should be noted that when you're using predominantly hand tools, you're going to be working in an environment that is very dusty, unless you have a lot of dust collection. It's going to be very loud, it's going to get very messy very quickly, and for me, those aren't always things that I enjoy doing. I don't always enjoy working in that environment, whereas hand tools, kind of the opposite. They actually generate a lot less mess. The mess that they do create is not that bad for you because there's very little dust floating in the air. They're much quieter. It's a much more peaceful environment to work in. And to me, that makes a big difference, and I really enjoy that kind of work. So if that's something that you're looking to do, then I would definitely recommend hand tools. So, to answer my question from the beginning of the video, what do I think is better, hand tools or power tools? Well, if I'm being totally honest, neither one. They both have their pitfalls and they both have their strengths. Really, the only thing that I've taken away from this whole experience is use each one to its strength. So when I'm doing projects and I have a lot of milling, I have a lot of planing and jointing and rough work, I'm not going to use hand tools for that because it takes forever, it's incredibly tiresome, and I can get the exact same results in a fraction of the time using power tools. But when it goes beyond that, when I'm doing any sort of fine joinery, when I'm doing things that require a lot of detail work, or simply when I want to work closer to the material that I'm working with, well, then I'm going to use the hand tools that I have, not only because I feel that it gives me a better result, but also because it gives me the kind of working environment that I prefer to work in. So for me, it's a combination of both. Where you're going to fall in that area really is up to you, and it's up to your skills and your experience, and you may change. And I am rambling. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you can let me know in the comments below what you think. If I'm completely wrong, if I'm just totally off my game, or if you agree with me, let me know. So I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Take care.